if you're like me, if you've been coaching for a while, you've probably, and you're an offensive coach, you have got to experience having different types of quarterbacks with different skill sets. And I've been very blessed to have just some great quarterbacks. Many have gone on to play college football, some with rocket arms, some with that could run like crazy, and some that are a little bit of both. Sometimes I have some that are fleet of foot, and sometimes I don't. And I love the option game because it gives you the advantage, a numbers advantage, and that's what you want to have as an offensive coordinator and a play caller. But I don't like the idea of whoever my quarterback is getting hit a lot, whether he is the fastest guy that ever lived or if he's not. And so, the last few years I've been kind of dabbling, and I'm going to get into it even more this year, into an option game where the quarterback is choosing the option, but he is not one of the options to be the ball carrier. So I want to look at a couple of ways we've done that in the past and how we're going to make it even more so of an option this year. Got some clips for you, and hopefully it's something that you can take with you and help you out. So let's get to the quarterback option game. Okay, as you look at it, there's several ways to run it. The first way I want to look at is with just jet motion. All right, you bring your slot receiver across the formation, and the quarterback options off the defensive end. Up front, we're running power. All right, so and out of 10 personnel, that means we're leaving the front side end. So the running back has got to keep his pitch relationship right here, and it looks like they're going to be very tight, but really it's going to be a little bit of a backwards pitch. So it's not as tight as you might think in the drawing. And as well, the slot receiver might cut up a little bit more underneath this end if he gets upfield. But one thing I've told the quarterbacks, and we'll see, is that you really can't fail by getting the pitch out here unless we've just somehow just backer. If the end does happen to crash all the way out here, you'd want to pitch it underneath. And I'll show you a couple examples of that. So one way is with your slot receiver. We have also done it with our H-back, we call the night back, because he is we're the Knights. He does not go in motion here. He just follows the pulling guard and does the same thing. Okay, that's another way to do it. All right, and pitch and run the option with your H-back. And the last one that I'll show you here in a second on film is to do it with your at a two-back, and your second running back is following and doing the same thing, and it's still a pitch relationship here. It's kind of an on angle, but you get the idea. Let's go to the film. Let's start with out of two back. Okay, now this is a game from last season, and I would like for our running backs to be a little wider. All right, we're going against a team running a 3-4 defense, and the key I want you to notice here is 4th and 3.5. All right, and this is really a big play in our season. And sometimes when it's 4th down, a big play, and you're a play caller, you get it right. Sometimes you don't. So let's look at it here. First of all, we're expecting short yardage. The defense is playing a little bit tight, and they're showing a blitz to the field. All right, we see us running power. We get a down block. We get a pull, but we do have we do have one guy we're not quite going to be able to count for. Quarterbacks needs to be a little more down the line. And as I say, so if he pitches it right here, it's a great chance we're going to get a lot of yards. We got a decent block going here, not great leverage, but enough to tie him up. But the quarterback then goes underneath with the pitch. And I'll tell you, if we could gotten to this weak side linebacker, we would have had a huge play. But our running back, the weak side running back, gets the first down by a yard. All right, and we end up scoring on that drive, and we end up winning the game, and really one of the key games of our season. But again, if you look at it, again, the quarterback, and now their end shifts at the last second, and that does change his read. But really, the end man line of scrimmage does not get upfield to take away this pitch. And again, we've got a big, strong running back in number 12 who is a little bit tied up. It's not going to stop him. But we execute. We get the first down, right as we get hit, and we go on to score. Let's look at the end zone view. We're the team in white. And you see that we've got our night back or our H back, and he's playing a little tighter than probably we should have had him playing. He's playing in the B gap. I'd rather have him out here splitting the tackle or somewhere out there to make this play have a little more space. Now, we're not running the option in a pitch form here. We're running it in a power read form. The quarterback has two options: to hand it off to number 24 on the outside zone power read, or to pitch it with his right hand to the H-back who's coming behind it. So here we go. This is a year we had a really good offensive line, and we're somewhat outnumbered here. Quarterback reads it. Okay, and we've got a big mess out here, and we've got a 6'5" defensive end. I don't know that I see the quarterback's eyes where I want them, but he does end up getting the right read. We pitch it underneath and have a big gain. All right, and we were, as you noticed there, we were kind of pinned back. So that was a big play for us right there. A little side note: the team we're playing, this is the home of the Tiger King, Wynnewood, Oklahoma. So maybe he was at that game. Who knows? This was a few years ago before he went to jail. Let's look at 2 times that we almost hit it. And sometimes when you're advertising a play, maybe you don't do that. But this is against really the toughest opponent on our schedule, one of the number 1 team in the state in our class. And we're running the 2-back option. And you'll see here, we realize that this is not a guy we can block. This is a defensive end that is a great player. He's very aggressive, very strong. So we decide we're gonna read off of him. And these 2 plays I'm gonna show you are why I'm gonna go from dabbling in this concept and this sequence to really majoring in it this season. So our quarterback, this time you'll see, doesn't make the right read. Okay, he needs to have his eyes, he doesn't even look at the defensive end. And so we haven't practiced it enough. But the end comes up and makes a huge hole. We've got a puller right here. We might have body on body and have a big gain coming up on the backside. But instead we pitch it out. You see my huddle note there. We also miss a block on the outside linebacker. I don't know why we don't block that. So even with that, again, usually the pitch is there, like I say, and if we get this block, we still have a good play, but we leave the linebacker who's a very good player, and he chases us down for a loss. Okay, here you see now we're in just our double formation. We have put one of our running backs actually right here at our slot receiver. He should have been a little wider. He wasn't used to this. And we're a little bit behind at this point in the game, so now the defensive ends are just teeing off on us. But we still think we can get underneath them. If we saw earlier that play was close, so now we're going to run the jet sweep action and try to hit it. And unfortunately for us, from this weak side, and this is my fault for not knowing the tendency, they bring a blitz, right through the B gap, right where we pull from, and it definitely screws up the play. And you see, it would have been a big play. We didn't communicate up front quite right. We should have gotten a down block, nearest man block from our tackle. So number 12, we get the right pitch. The defensive end comes upfield. We have our puller. We're going to have to get a hat on a hat, but we get tackled from behind. It's an incomplete pass. And again, it's just a matter of we haven't been majoring in this play. We haven't been running it enough. But again, we got 3 ways to run it. You can run it from 2-back. You can run it from a sniffer, H-back, or you can just run it from regular doubles or trips, however you want to run it. But same play, you've got to get the quarterback just to read the end. But again, he's not running it. Okay, he's pitching one way or the other, or you can hand off however you want to do it. So I hope that's something you can use. And good luck, and give us